Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Modern Warfare 3. Today we got a couple of topics to cover. I want to give some credit where credit is due for Sledgehammer games. Obviously, we're going to be talking about that more towards the end of the video because I think the thing you're most interested in right now is the AI bot situation, the entire controversy happening within Modern Warfare 3. And we do have some new developments. It's kind of just building off of everything that we've talked about previously. You know, I had my first video out there, then the second video built upon that, and this video is going to build upon that even further. So let's just go ahead and jump right on into it. So we did learn that Ground War itself seems to have skill-based matchmaking basically turned off, but also we learned that Ground War is completely buggy. It seems like there were so many of these bots in Ground War because they're basically just running around with default skins. They barely know what they're doing. They can barely play the game or even control their character, and that seems really weird. Well, how you might explain that is skill-based matchmaking is potentially just turned off in Ground War, which is why we run into those people that we forgot even existed, because over the past 4 or 5 years, skill-based matchmaking has been ramped up so much that we never see those players anymore, right? The Christmas noobs, the brand new players, the 50-year-old dads, the 6-year-old kids, like stuff like that. Like those kind of people, we just don't ever see them anymore thanks to skill-based matchmaking, but we're seemingly seeing them within Ground War, which is weird. But when it comes to the default skins and them apparently using default classes, we may actually have some explanations for that as well. I did cover in my previous video that sometimes it appears in Ground War especially, other players' skins will change. They will have a default skin right here, and then the next clip they're going to have a whole different skin. It's really weird. And thanks to the hashtag Modern Warfare 3 AI thing that we set up, if you have any clips or anything like that, just go to Twitter, upload your video, put in hashtag MW3 AI, and we're going to be able to find it. We're all going to be able to go through the footage together. But thanks to 1133, we have actual footage of a skin changing in real time within Ground War. So it definitely seems to be an optimization issue happening within Ground War. And if you look at it that way, right, if you look at the fact that all these default skins are not actually default skins, but rather they're being covered for the sake of optimization within Ground War, and then if you think that skill-based matchmaking might be toned down or even straight up removed from Ground War, well, that kind of makes it seem like, well, maybe there aren't bots in Ground War, right? It's kind of leaning that way. And even when it comes to characters using default classes, I mean, they're running around default skins, default classes, they barely know what they're doing. It seems like we have an explanation for that as well, which is kind of crazy. So I showed in my video yesterday that randomly one of my classes was completely borked and I was unable to change it. It would basically just give me the default BAS-B Riveter class, right? It's the very first default class in the game. And that's the same class you see a lot of people using when you play game modes like Ground War. Well, over on Sledgehammer Games Trello board, they put on here that they're currently investigating the hijacked IFF strobe gear not functioning as expected when you put a certain vest on, right? So I think I was either using the infantry vest or the engineer vest, but regardless, apparently if you try to rock that one particular piece of gear, it bugs out your class and makes you use the default BAS-B class with the Riveter shotgun. That's basically what happens there. So really oddly, and again, like, I'm happy that we're getting evidence against bots because it'd be so mind-blowing if we were to actually see it happen. I mean, from a content creator's perspective, it'd be awesome if there were bots in the Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer because I could be like, we were right. We can cover it and make a bazillion videos and it'd be great. But I'm trying to be as objective as possible here. Most of the things that I've covered have been debunked, right? The default skins, the default classes, the terrible movements and the terrible play by certain people, especially within Ground War. A lot of that seemingly has been debunked if you believe the skill-based matchmaking is not part of Ground War. But on the flip side of things, now that we're opening up the Modern Warfare 3 AI hashtag over on Twitter, you guys are sending in your clips and we're seeing a bunch of things that just are difficult to explain. You know, they really are. First things first, you guys may remember Michael Mori. He was the guy who killed a player right going into the airplane on terminal, and then this person down below is like doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop, and then looks up, shoots him through the floor, and then goes back to doop-a-doop-a-dooping, you know, walking around doing nothing. That player apparently only had 4 total kills throughout an entire domination match on terminal, and one of those 4 kills happened to be this one where they like lock onto you through the floor and just take you out. I mean, given Michael Mori was not using a suppressor, it's entirely possible this was just a lower skill player that kind of figured out what was happening and put 2 and 2 together. But then Michael doubled down on this and he went through, and I absolutely love this, he went in the private match and he tried to replicate it with actual AI bots. As you guys can see, here he is on terminal. It's free for all, it's against AI bots, and he has radar always on, so we could try to replicate this as good as possible. He gets a kill there right in front of the airplane, and then he waits, and the bot, as we watch the bot's perspective, It's weird. The bot would only try shooting at Michael when he was laying down, not when he was standing up. But eventually the bot does get the kill. But look at the aim, look at the movement, look at the reloads. That looks like a lot of the players that we see in these clips. Like, if you want to see what like normal AI bots, or I guess recruit bots or whatever the hell might look like within Modern Warfare 3, you jump into a private match, you walk around, let them kill you, and you can just watch the kill cams. You can see exactly how they're playing, or maybe even you can spectate them and see how they're playing. And then when you check out these other clips here, we got this one coming in from Sean Tripp, which, what is this person bot thing even doing right now? Like, just kind of standing behind the door, aiming at the door, windshield wiper aim. A little bit of a suspect clip. Right here we got one from Bando Bitch coming in, which shows that this Apex person on Favela Search and Destroy is just going along and then starts pre-firing right here, which I watched this clip over and over with sound on. You can't hear the other person, at least I couldn't in the clip. There's really nothing to indicate that that other player was around the corner, yet this Apex person bot player thing decided to start pre-firing, and then you watch them run afterwards. It's like, holy shit, I know bots do play like that. It kind of reminds me of some of the bots in combat training back in Black Ops 1. You would watch them pre-fire, and obviously they've gotten a little bit better and a bit more realistic between now and Black Ops 1. I would imagine so. That was freaking 13 years ago. But you see some of those clips and it's like, man, that is a little bit suspect. Again, I'm trying my best to be objective here. I really am. I think we need many more eyes on this. We need as many people recording and as many people trying to figure this stuff out as humanly possible, because if there is bots in the Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer with enough people recording and paying attention and kind of sniffing this stuff out, there's absolutely no way that they're going to be able to sweep it under the rug and just pretend it's not there. We're going to eventually get conclusive, hard evidence, more so than what we've already got. Again, some of the evidence has been debunked. The stuff I was talking about in Ground War, and, the classes going back to default and default skins being everywhere because, they would just give bots default skins. That stuff I think has been pretty solidly debunked. But every now and then you still see these players in your games, or potentially bots in your games. It's like they're playing really, really oddly, but it's so hard to judge because, again, this could be someone's little brother. This could be somebody's freaking grandmother playing the controller. This dude might just be freaking, you guys remember the live streams all those years ago where I'd just get online every night and I'd just stream and get blackout drunk? They might be doing that, for crying out loud. Like, that might also be a thing. You never know what's happening behind that controller. So that could explain a lot of what we see, but at the same time, some of the stuff we see is also just really it's bizarre, to say the least. As always, I'm trying to keep covering this. I don't want every single freaking video I make to be about Modern Warfare 3 AI and stuff like that, but I do want to keep covering it. I do want to get to the bottom of this. I do think the story has legs, but for right now, we're gonna tie a knot on this for this video here today. We're gonna wait for more clips to come in. I'm gonna keep paying attention to my game, so we're gonna see where all this goes. But the second part of the video here today, something I really wanted to discuss because, obviously we're talking a bunch about AI, we're talking about skill-based matchmaking for me personally, and apparently it's more of a me issue than like an everybody issue. But packet burst, if you're having packet burst issues, please back me up in the comments, man. It seems like it's every freaking game and it's getting really old. I've done everything I can to change it. I've tried changing all my settings and my graphic settings and like everything. I can't get rid of packet burst, and it's incredibly frustrating. But all of that aside, I want to talk about the preseason here of Modern Warfare 3, because despite all the controversies and all the crazy things that are happening within Modern Warfare 3, one thing I think that they're doing really well is trying to engage player retention, trying to make people actually want to sign in and giving players things to do once they sign in. And, regardless of skill-based matchmaking and all that, this is something that I think is objectively good for the Call of Duty scene, and I'm happy that they're doing it right now. So if you think about the preseason for Modern Warfare 3, we've had 3 events, basically, right? We had the original Call of Duty Endowment event, which gave us this camo right here. Then we had the Makarov event, which gave us this camo right here. And then today they activated another event, which gives us this camo, which is kind of like a blue version of Urban back from the OG Modern Warfare 2. Looks pretty freaking good. And now the week 4 challenges around, if you guys have been doing your weekly challenges within multiplayer or zombies, you can do either or, just pick your poison, then you're getting access to these different conversion kits for different guns. And then the 4th week, if you get 5 challenges done in the 4th week, week, you get a whole new gun. They straight up added the TAC Eradicator light machine gun here to the game, and it's basically the first DLC weapon of Modern Warfare 3. Like, if you're looking to get interstellar camo and stuff like that, you still need to only finish 4 light machine guns, but we now have 5 of them because they straight up added this for the players that went through and did all their weekly challenges every single week since the very launch of the game. That's pretty cool if you ask me. I imagine the gun's going to be unlocked via challenge once Season 1 comes out. It's probably going to be much easier to unlock once Season 1 comes out, but still, the fact that a DLC weapon has been added to the game, shipment is returning tomorrow. They brought back the Modern Warfare 2 maps and that Modern Warfare 2 mosh pit. You know, having things to do like that in the game on top of like the normal camo grind, on top of leveling up and things like that, that is fantastic. I really wish they would bite the bullet on making a prestige mode in the game. Just straight up take off the level cap right away. Maybe don't even have rewards. Maybe don't even have prestige icons right away. If they can't do it like right now, just uncap the level cap. Let us continue leveling up, and then later on via an update, add in all those prestige icons if it takes that much time. Like, just give players a reason to grind levels. Like, I can say from my perspective, like playing zombies, playing multiplayer, even doing challenges, unlocking camos, like doing all that stuff, it doesn't feel as good because I'm level capped, and I also have like 48 hours worth of double player XP tokens. They should give us the option to convert those player XP tokens into either weapon XP or battle XP tokens once we hit the level cap, because that just seems to make the most sense if you really think about it. And then going back to the weekly challenges as well, if you do all 4 of your weekly challenges, the week 4 challenges give you the new TAC Eradicator light machine gun, but if you do 1, 2, 3, and 4, like do all 4 weeks worth of challenges, you get the Golden River camo, which I think it's more of a golden stream, really, because it doesn't really move all that quickly. But in essence, we're talking about during the preseason of Modern Warfare 3, we essentially had 4 different events to give us 4 different camos, as well as a light machine gun, as well as the conversion kits, which are kind of like operator mods, which fundamentally change how the weapons perform. It felt good. I mean, despite the skill-based matchmaking, despite AI taking over, despite packet bursts literally haunting me in my dreams right now, all the stuff that we've had to do during the preseason in terms of progression and things for you to go for, that's been fun. I mean, you could call them a distraction, something to kind of like distract you from the fact that skill-based matchmaking is ruining everything and we have potential AI bots infiltrating our multiplayer experience. So they may be a distraction for some people, but you know what? For me, it's working. You know, because I get on and I like doing those challenges. I like that sense of progression. I think it's something we haven't had in Call of Duty in a very long time, and I'm hoping that they continue with this as we go into Season 1 of Modern Warfare 3, and then further on down the Modern Warfare 3 life cycle, and then, of course, into COD 2024 with Treyarch's next game. I think it's a good precedent. I wanted to give some credit where credit is due. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of this video. I feel like it was 2 videos in one. The first half talking about AI, the second half talking about, you know, more confirmed things, the things that are actually happening in the game and whatnot. But I had a fun time with it, and hopefully you guys all did as well. If nothing else, it was some nice background noise while you sit there on freaking Rust 24/7 wanting to tear your hair out because your teammates freaking suck, and no matter what, you join in late and you're getting spawn trapped by a full party every single time. Is that just me? Nah, it can't just be me. It's gotta be everybody, man. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to level up my guns, and I definitely use like YouTube videos and live streams and music and podcasts and stuff like that as a pleasant distraction from all the nonsense happening on my screen, and I'm sure many of you guys do as well. But guys, that is all I had for you here in this video today. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and feedback down there in the comments. Thank you all so much for listening, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.